Yes. Yes. Good night, everyone. Now we are live on YouTube. TALKNTALK is a platform for conversation in English, Spanish, French, and Italian. This is not an English class. If you want to have classes, we have here at TALKNTALK, and you can find more information on website. This is an English immersion. We are here to talk, and everyone here is free to make mistakes. I'm Mariana. I'm here to guide this conversation and to learn too. I study economics and data science. I like to do sports and to travel, and I want to work abroad. And today we're going to talk about job interviews. So let's start. Fabiana, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Fabiana. I'm 33 years old. I live in São Carlos, a city from São Paulo state. I work as data governance analyst. So actually, I started with Scrum Master as a Scrum Master in that company, but then I made this transition for data governance. I'm here in TALKNTALK since I think, I don't know, August last year, 2022, but I spent a long time without class here. But now I intend to to straight. I don't know if this is the right word, but I need to improve my English. I realized that I need to be here to practice and learn to be good. That's it.
Thank you. And you, Isabel, can you introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Isabel. I'm 21 years old. I study graphic design at UDESC. It's a university here in Florianópolis. It's the city where I was born and I live here as well. And I am in TALKNTALK since January, I think. So I'm new in the platform, actually, but I just started in this year. And the meetings actually are very nice, and I improve my English to learn more about it and try to get new opportunities, job opportunities or travel, something like that. So it's very nice to be here.
Thank you. What about you, Diego?
As you can see, my name is Diego. I'm 36 years old. Actually, I'm living in a small city. The name is Ouro Fino. It's a small city from Minas Gerais, countryside. I feel so comfortable here because we are in a three-person who works with data. I'm a data analyst too. I am manager of one team. My market is marketing and advertising. And I work in one agency, in an agency. I'm host here in TNT. I know about TNT since I'm here on TNT since February 2021. And I started my first conversation, and I really appreciate this place. For me, it's a good community to improve our conversation skills, to make more friendship, to make network, to understand more about different cultures, different people, and it's a very good. I really like these conversations, and all of you are invited to my conversation. It's on Wednesday, 1 p.m. and tomorrow we have one of them, and that's it.
Thank you. And Isabel, can you read and answer the first question, please?
Yes. What was your first job interview like? Oh, I started to answer that? Okay,
Yes.
sorry. So my first job interview, I think it was in 2020, in pandemic moment, and I tried to enter in a small design agency here in Florianópolis called Speed. And if I remember, the interview was in telephone call, and just answer a few questions. It isn't a difficult moment, as I remember, because I usually talk with my last boss with messages, so the call was just a moment to I forgot the word, but I think I can say put a point, so then I can start work actually. So if I remember, it was like that.
Thank you. And for you, Diego, do you remember?
Oh, yeah, it's a long time ago, yeah. But I remember that that was a good conversation. It's not on that time I didn't have pressure because I'm starting my career. I don't have a lot of taxes and bills to pay. I don't have kids. I didn't have kids on that time, yeah. But the company, it's a small company. It was an agency who works with media and productions for other agents of the group. But on that time, was a small agency. The interviewer was a very good professional from HR, and the questions on that time, it's so easy because I'm just starting my career. It's a kind of an internship program, and I remember that was good, yeah. I started at the company and I still there for about 3 or 4 years after the job interview.
And you, Fabiana?
I don't remember clearly because it was a long time ago. I think 2008, maybe. It was for an internship position. And I remember that I was so nervous and worried because it was my first time. But after so many steps and I don't know, through tests, I don't know, I don't remember clearly, but I remember that I was too nervous and everything was new for me. The questions, this, how can I say, office environment. I don't know, it was so difficult, but it was nice at the end, I think. I don't know, I don't remember.
For me, it was nice too. It was okay. The guy who did the interview made me feel comfortable. It was for internship too. And he only asked me about my university and what I liked to do in my spare time, this kind of things.
Guys, I don't know you. In the past, it's so common people use it to make a kind of dynamic group. I don't know if you passed it. It was I'm so worried. It's so ugly because you don't understand the main objective or goal about this dynamics. And you need to pay one pencil and write in a paper, white paper, draw one house. After this, guys, it's so complicated. I really believe that's a waste of time. Nowadays, it's so different. For some positions, we have a case, for example, especially on positions for more technical positions. It's so good because it's the time to show your capabilities, your technical skills. You have more, how can I say, more time, and you have time to think about the problem. It's how to solve the problem. It's more fair. It's not a time that you are so shamed because you have other people's. You don't have this competition, yeah. And we are talking about the old interviews. I remember that's so common in the past, this kind of interview.
But in my actual internship, we made a dynamic group, but online. So
Yes.
we were separating groups, and we need to try some solution for a problem that the company gave to us. So there were this like competition, but it was a different dynamic, I think, because we need to work together to have the solution.
Yes, people
I hate.
are, yes, it's not good.
So boring.
Diego, can you read the next?
Yes, sure. What's the best way to pass a job interview? It's not a simple question. We have a lot of different points here. It depends of the position, the seniority of the position, depends of the company, the value of the job. It's an easy job or one so strong and a responsible job. But in a general form, I believe that's to be clear about your personal skills, your technical skills. It's so important to be clear, to be sincerely, to do a good communication. It's so important because it's a kind of a self-sales. I use this example because you are selling yourself to other people who didn't know until that moment. You prepare yourself for this moment. So important. It's important to understand, for example, the job description. What these people are soliciting, I don't know that's the good word, but are claiming for this job. What's the description of the job? I have this, I have one case, I have worked on the past with this description, with this capability, this skill. And if you are clear for the interviewer, it helps you a lot, because you show your capability for that position.
Great. And you, Fabiana?
It's a difficult question. I don't think there is a right answer, but I believe that you have to study a lot about the company. You have to know yourself, you get to know yourself and be honest with your soft skills, your hard skills, and somehow manage to demonstrate what you're capable to do. So if I am saying that I'm capable to deliver all my tasks on time, I have to not to prove, but I need to transmit this message for the HR, the manager, whatever. It's difficult. I think it's too difficult. And it depends on the people who interview you. This could be so hard to do, because I think some people from HR, for example, they don't understand about technical things.
Yes.
And it's difficult to translate.
Yes. and you are under pressure. It's so common because
Yes.
the people from HR are made a kind of not soft skills, but about your psychological skills, your behavior, and you don't know what's the intention behind the people for the questions, and you are under pressure, and it's so difficult. You need to mix it, your emotions with your discourse. It's your speech. It's complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I agree with you guys. It's complicated. I think we have to know how to talk about ourselves, about our results, and try to do a link between this and the role. And I think that's it. Fabiana, can you read the next number?
Yes, I think Isabel, she doesn't
Didn't
answer.
answer yet. Yeah, doesn't answer yet. The second
Oh,
no
one.
problem.
sorry.
No problem.
No,
But I think
answer, please.
what I will say is the same of you guys as well. No problem. I think is you have to say the truth and be honest, actually, with what you know to do and the things that you know, actually. So I agree with you. And I heard another day, actually, when I read the linkage and something like that, there is some people that say that it's important to I don't know it's the correct term, but grow something characters. For example, when you know using some software, but you are in the new one, but to pass in the interview job, you can say, no, I know how to use this software. But even that you are new in using that, I think can be true. Actually, I never tried do that, but maybe can be like what Fabiana says, that show what are you capable to do. So I think it's I think that you can do as well.
One good point, if I may add a different point here about your speech, Isabel. It's about show the capability to learn, especially nowadays. It's so common. We don't have time. You don't have brain. You don't have all the opportunities to know about different things all the time. We have a lot of things to learn, but the capability to learn quickly in a good way, strongest one new tool or one new technology, it's the good thing to choose to show for the people, for this HR person, yeah, because the technical skills important, depends of the job, but it's impossible know all the things about all the tools, all the different technologies, and all the different subjects. And know your capability to learn fast, to learn by yourself. It's a best things to show on the job interview.
Interesting.
Because, guys, skills, technological skills, nowadays we have a lot of different ways to solve this problem. We can hire one, for example, one job site guy, for example. We can use ChatGPT to solve a problem, but the behavior is more important than the technical, because in the day by day you are changing with one person. It's not something changing with one technological tool. Yeah, it's one person, and the capability of this person to know more, to make more, solve more problems. It's the best way.
Yes, I'm getting crazy trying to learn a lot of things, and I get anxious.
Yes, especially in our area, because you need to learn Python, SQL. We need to learn database, and on the database software, you have Power BI, you have Looker Studio, you have Tableau. And in the job descriptions, companies use it to input all these things. It's so crazy because you don't have space your brain to know about all these things. Yeah. And for example, I study a lot Power BI, but on the other company, they are search for one person who knows about Tableau. Guys, the structure is the same. I will have a problem on the beginning, yeah, but I know about the structure, about the framework. That's the point, yeah. And we can make a link with Fabiana said before, because all the time, almost of the time, people from HR didn't know about it, and they read the job description and ask you about this, and you talk. No, I'm so specialized on Power BI. And Tableau. I need to improve my skills. No, you don't be the right person from this position. Yes, it's not good, and this is make us more anxious about these topics. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Some months ago, I didn't apply for the jobs because of this. I saw Tableau and I know a lot of Power BI. Oh my God, I want to get this job. So I didn't apply. Now I'm applying for everything.
Yes, that's it. I have a kind of a formula for this. Yeah. If I have 70% of the qualifications, I apply. Because people put, for example, we have a meme for this kind of a job descriptions. People input a lot of things, a lot of tools, and on the end, you will use it something Excel, for example. People input on Isabel cases, yeah. All the suite from Adobe, AutoCAD. In the end, we use, for example, the Canva, yeah. But it's a lot of pressure, but it's important apply for all the opportunities. In my opinion, it's important because in the end, we have opportunity good for you, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I remember, girls, when I was applying for a job 4 years ago, I applied day by day around 100 jobs a day. I remember after, I don't know, 1,000 applies, in the end, I'm on the 10 interviews. After this, I have 3 job opportunities and I can choose for the best. Yes, because it's important. I just receiving follow-ups from that applications in the 4 years ago, right now, from Guppy system, yeah. Unfortunately, we will not
this is
continue
horrible.
with your process. Motherfucker, go this. I'm very good position right now, yeah, but it's a kind of a gambling. You need to apply all the time. It's important.
Yes, I agree. I will skip the 2. Fabiana, can you read the number 5?
Yes. How can you practice for job interviews? Wow. Can I answer already?
Yes.
I don't know because there is not a framework to do that, I think. But as I said, you have to study a lot about the company. You have to know yourself to sell yourself to the company. So you have to practice your speech a lot, to practice what you're going to answer, because the questions usually are the same for all the interviews. So you can practice by yourself at the mirror practicing. You have to practice your speech, your voice, your skills, your communication skills. I think this is the best way to practice. In general, I think that's it.
Yes. And you, Isabel, what do you think?
Well, I have an example because I did the webinar, the Lucas webinar. Lucas, it's a guy on Talk and
Lucas
Talk
Galindo.
knows. Yeah,
Lucas
Galindo.
Galindo.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm here because of him.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too, actually. Oh, and he says that the better way to practice is doing interviews, actually, but it's difficult way. But in this case, he said that because we need to, for example, practice for international interviews. So I think it's more easily, I don't know, you have interviews, but maybe don't pass. But this happened to me, actually. I didn't do all the things that he says to manage the LinkedIn, but I have an international interview last month. And actually, I knew that I don't will pass. Or I didn't pass, actually, but I used the situation to practice my English and practice the interview, and I think it's good. Actually, was good. So I think it's a good way to practice that, and I agree with Fabiana as well to uh, practice your communication in general. So if you are in an actual job, you can try communication better with another people that work with you and use these skills in a job interview and something like that. I think it's a good ways to practice.
Yes, thank you. And you, Diego?
Yes, I put here my tips, yeah. To not forgot, yeah. I put here one website. It's so interesting because on the process, it's important, especially if you are applying for more seniority positions, because the seniority positions you are evaluated all the time by the people. And it's important. For example, I'm search for the company. I start searching for the company to understand their values, their mission, their way to work, their market, the competitors. It's so important because if you are in a job interview, you are in the house of the person. And if you are going for a date, for example, it's important to know about the other person, yeah? What do you do? What do you like? Things like that. It's important. And if you start one job interview with this background, help you a lot because you are evaluated all the time. People are asking you for questions. I don't have questions. You don't show your interest for the position. And I started, for example, with one Excel sheet. Yes, I put all these informations in an Excel sheet about the mission. I have a column from each of these topics. After this, I make a kind of a decoupaging. I don't know this word in English, but I make a kind of a decoupaging of the job description. We need a person with strong communication skills. I put this line in an Excel sheet. After this, I put the jobs and the situations that I lived on the past about this skill. I put one example because during the interview, it's common forgot very precious information about yourself. Yeah. Next one, for example, it's good and the strongest knowledge about data analytics skills. I put on the line, and after this, I made the same thing. Put my cases, my portfolio, and the problems that are solved with this skill. After this, I build a kind of a personal storytelling. How can I show from this person about myself, my life stories, but I made a kind of adaptation of this storytelling for each vaga. I forgot the word, vacancy. I don't know. Position, role, yes.
Position,
For each position, if we are for managing position, it's important to show my capability to manage people. And I made my storytelling around this strong capability, because people understand more about this hard skill that I have. Yeah. After this, I try to understand who persons we are on the interview. Because if I will talk with an HR guy, I have to show a different side of me. It's not something about technical. If I will have one manager, technical manager, and one HR people, it's important for me to adapt my speech to these two persons, yeah? Because when we are talking with a technical person, you need, and we can use more buzzwords about this position. And if we're talking with one HR person, it's a different way to talk. After this, I see the names, and I'm going to this website, Crystal knows, and you can install one web extension browser on Google Chrome, and you are made a kind of a login. You have 10 free consults from this site, because it's so expensive. After this, you can use it with parsimony, yeah? And for example, you open your LinkedIn and show this person. For example, Mariana Piccolo. After show your personal profile on LinkedIn, I made a click on this extension, and this extension, based using one AI tool, based on your posts, on your LinkedIn profile, they make one profile description about you. What your personal profile or psychological profile, about your GISC. I don't know, guys, if you know about GISC, it's a comportamental behavior. And you can choose one option. For example, I will talk with this person for a job hiring. This tool, but a lot of good tips that you can use it to explain about yourself to this person. For example, Marianne is a very calm people. They need more data to base her decision. It's not a passion people, yeah? About Fabiana, for example, it's more, how can I say, more communicative. This person is motivated for good examples and real life examples. It's totally different people, yeah? If I will talk with you, it's important for me show all my expertise with data, with examples. For Fabiana, it's good to show that I'm a passionate person about my job, yeah? Guys, I used the 10 credits that I have on this tool. I just use it for the high positions. This extension didn't make one single error.
Scary.
Guys, it's so interesting because it helps you a lot to understand people that you are talking. And you are not on the escuro, I forgot the word, during the interview. It's so interesting, yeah. That's my tips from this
Wow,
about
very
job,
nice.
job
Thank
interviews.
you. I love it. Thank you very much.
Arrasta
will
para cima,
start with-
guys. Follow my YouTube channel. I will sell a very good course for you guys. Not.
After the immersion, I will see the site. Thank you.
Yes.
And Isabel, can you read the next, number 6?
Yes. What's the most common mistake people make in job interviews? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's true, but maybe shows to the people that doing the interview with you shows that you are I don't know the word in English, but like inseguro, something like that. But in this case, I think not the you are a shy person or something like that. I think it's more like about your capabilities and abilities to show these people that show this person that you are like that. So you don't know actually the things that you are saying. You don't show this person that you are you have the I forgot the word too, but maybe security with what are you saying. So I think it's the most common mistake, but I don't know if it's true actually.
Yeah, and you, Diego?
Guys, 2 important things. Yeah, to lie. I don't know if I can talk about it, but in a, how can I say, in a wonderland world, yeah, in a different world, I remember one occasion that I make an interview with one guy, and this guy, guys, that's a good point. Yeah, LinkedIn all the time are overrated. People input there. I have a very good English proficiency in English, and if you are starting to talk with people, people can't explain about herself. Yeah, it's about themselves. It's so common. Other point, input one skill that you don't have. To lie, it's a very, very bad thing. Another one is linked to that Isabel said. It's about the lack of confidence in yourself. It's important. It's not about your behavior, if you are shamed people. No, it's about your confidence in yourself. It's important in your way to talk, but show your confidence, your skills, the things that you are studied on the past, the things that you are did on the past. Is that for me? It's 2 points so important.
And you, Fabiana?
I think to be unprepared, I think this is the worst mistake that someone could make. Once I interviewed a guy for a Scrum Master position, and during the interview, I don't know, he was he had stranger answers for the questions, and he finally said that he didn't want to be a Scrum Master, and I was, oh my God, why? Because the position is for Scrum Master, and then he said that he wanted to be a PO. Was the I remember my boss. She looked at me. She was I don't know if she was pissed off, but because this is waste our times,
Yes.
his time, And I think this is awful, terrible thing to do.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you guys. I think lack of preparation and to lie is the worst thing. And Fabiana, can you read the next, number 7, and answer, please?
Yes. Have you ever been in a situation where the interviewer asked a tough question? What was the question? How did you handle it? Yes, I remember. I think for me, the worst ask that I have to answer in an interview was what, how can I say that? What was the worst thing that happened to me at work? Like what was my biggest mistake, or this kind of things. And at the time, I remember that I was so upset about a bad result that I had at work, and this made me feel so bad at that moment. And I remember that was really difficult to answer, because I was really upset. It was so recently what I was passed, que eu passei, I don't know. But just to explain to you, I was empreendedora. I don't know how to say. And I just broken. And this for me was my biggest mistake in my life. But now years just passed, and I know this was a lesson for me, and I learned a lot with this. So, but at the time, I don't know how explain this happened to me, and this was a really tough question to answer at the time.
I have a tip for this kind of questions, yeah, because people who are made this question, it's not about just your error or one thing that you are not in a bad way, in a bad situation. It's about to understand your way to handle with this kind of problems, yeah. And you can show behind the problem one good quality that you have. It's a very difficult to explain this in English. But for example, one question about this for me, for example, I remember this specifically question. One thing that you did in the past that's not good. You have a bad result in this thing. For example, I remember my answer. I'm a very organized guy. I'm just, my approach is for the results. I'm one guy very directed for the company results. And one bad thing that I made in the past is to transmit myself anxious about the company results to my team. It's not good because I made my team anxious too. It's not good for the team. And I'm learned with this bad thing, and I try to be a more calm guy in these situations. Yeah, it's a bad thing, yes, but behind this thing, I show to the interviewer that I'm a very compromised guy. Yeah, and I can talk about one bad thing because it's true. Yeah, I'm a little bit anxious about the problems. Oh, I will lose our clients because we don't have good results for it, but for he. But I'm showing one good thing that I have. I don't know if I'm clear, but yes. It's a strategy for this kind of bad questions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice tip to use,
yes,
because You show how you learned from all this
Yes,
mess.
yes, and you show one good thing about you, yeah.
You gave an example and show how you can learn.
Answer this question, if I may. I remember one interview. It's for one good position in a bank, yeah. And the data science manager for this position, it's a woman, and she asked me the question. It's not bad question, but the reaction of the people are so bad. Yeah, is so bad. For example, the question is about, do you have kids? It's common. I have a wife, I have a family, I have a kids. But I'm a little bit different because I have 4 kids. I really like childs, I really like kids. Me and my wife and me, we really like this. Yeah, it's a kind of a choice for our life, but it's not for me. It's not a problem. It's my life, and I can handle with this kind of problems. Yeah, the reaction was, no, I don't know. I have one single daughter, and I have a lot of. I waste time from my job with her. I don't know. How can you handle with her job? It's how can I say? I didn't show to you that I haven't passed for this position. Yeah. But the reaction is not so good for this topic because it's a very personal question, and people need to be more empathic with other people. Yeah.
Yeah, and they ask this type of questions a lot for women too.
So common.
Yeah. And you, Isabel?
Well, for me, the questions about my weakness and strongest points is difficult to me. And the question that Fabiana says as well, the mistake that you did in last job, actually, I remember that in another call interview, it's not for internship, but it's more like freelancer, but the people that contract me make me a call to know more about me, understand what I'm doing. Actually, she did an interview, but to know more about me, and she made this question about my mistake for this job, and I remember that was difficult. In certain moment, I didn't know what answer, but then I remember situation, but it's difficult to say and explain that actually. So I agree that it's a difficult question to answer. But I think when you be calm and try to answer that more slowly, I think you can handle with it, but it's difficult.
Yeah. I thank you. The time flies.
Yes, unfortunately.
I put the survey here if you can answer it, please. And thank you very much for the tips. I learned a lot.
Me too.
I will put in practice.
Yes.
Because I've been passing through some interviews. And thank you for your
good
tips,
luck,
guys.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck for you too, guys. And thank you for being here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.